Hey everybody, so I want to do a Facebook Live here to answer a question that we got and also to make a couple or one main announcement basically. So the question is, what are the 1 to 2 concrete things entrepreneurs should do each day to automate their work and streamline processes? I want to talk about that. I also want to mention that we have this free Facebook group called, it's previously for years has been called Let's Doing Labs, and we just renamed it to the Replaceable Founder, because that's what we do. We help entrepreneurs become more replaceable. And if you're listening to this or watching this and that excites you, then keep listening. If that scares you, don't bother watching the rest of the video because this is not for you. We want to be as replaceable as possible without actually replacing ourselves, because when we are more replaceable, we get to focus on what we do best. We get the freedom to do the things that we want to do and the flexibility to take advantage of opportunities that might come up. And if we're not replaceable, we are a liability in our companies. So I've got a little poll question here. What's keeping you from becoming more replaceable? Is it your lack of communication systems, project management systems, process documentation, or are you just overwhelmed in general? So go ahead and fill out that poll if you get a chance. I'd love to see those answers. And in the comments, I'm going to put a really cool little mini course that we created that gives you a taste right away of what the Replaceable Founder is all about. So that's in the link there. And now to answer the question. So what are a couple of things that entrepreneurs can do each day to automate their workflow? So I'm going to go through this really quickly, and then I'll sort of touch on them. So one is set a meeting, cancel a meeting. I think that you should be actively seeking out opportunities every day. You should be setting a meeting, and that doesn't have to be today. It could be in a week from now, and that meeting could be a podcast interview. It could be lunch with an old colleague or somebody who is a connector for you or a potential client, but set a meeting. Cancel a meeting, because you should be better at saying no to things. And you could cancel a meeting that's today or in a week or in 2 weeks. Just because a meeting was made doesn't mean you have to keep it. And you should get in the habit of canceling meetings. Put something on your to-do list. Every day you should be adding something to your to-do list. And the point of that is not to just have this like this growing list of to-dos. And I also don't really believe in to-do lists in a traditional form. I do it in Trello. But you should be getting ideas out of your head. There should always be something that you can add to your list that is something that wants to or should get done. You should be finishing something on your to-do list every day, and finishing it could be delegating it if you're in a position to do so. Because if you delegate to somebody who is effective and understands what needs to be done, then you are done at that moment. So every day you should be adding something and you should be finishing something, at least one. Identify bottleneck every day. Look for bottlenecks in what you do. Anytime you hear yourself saying the words every, so every time a client signs up, every time we send an email, every time this happens, that's something that needs to be automated. If it's recurring, if it's happening all the time, you need to be automating it. So every, watch out for that. If you find yourself saying you need to catch up on something, you went away for a day, you went on vacation for a week, and now you have to catch up, what is it that you have to catch up on? Look at those things. Those are bottlenecks. Those are places where you're holding up the train. And look for things where you say, I'll deal with that when I get here, right? So if you can't do something because you need to be back at your desk in front of your computer in your nice, comfortable chair, that is a bottleneck, and you need to look at why that is and how you can get rid of it. So those are some things, language to look for bottlenecks. So every day you should be doing that. You should be crushing a bottleneck every single day. So when you identify it, get rid of it. That's what your priority should be. As a leader, hopefully in your company, you need to steer the ship and then get everything else out of the way. So get rid of the constraints. You should be doing something in your business that you haven't done in a long time, right? So we get in this mode where we outsource things, we delegate them, we automate them, and then we never look at them again. And I think that disconnects us from the business and how we do things. So maybe that means that you are answering your own customer service emails for an hour. Go back and try that. Something that you might not have done that in months or maybe even longer than that. Sending out your own social media stuff, ordering the toilet paper for the office. Like, you should be going back and doing some of those things that you just haven't touched in forever. One, it lets you test the process. Two, it lets you reconnect with that process and maybe make it better than it was. But you should be actively doing that on a daily basis. And every day you should be teaching someone how to do something that you do. So whether that is simply some automation that you set up or something that you do with paperwork or something you do with review, you should be in the mode of teaching what you do, because teaching empowers people in your team. So that's my list, essentially, of things that I think entrepreneurs should be doing every day. There's obviously lots and lots of other things, but there's just so many hours in the day. So set a meeting, cancel a meeting, put something in your list, finish something on your list, identify a bottleneck, crush a bottleneck, do something in your business you haven't done in a long time, and teach someone something in your business that you do on a regular basis. So try those out. Hopefully it's going to make you more replaceable. I'd love to see those answers in the polls whenever you get a chance to watch this and click on those. And please check out our little mini course on the replaceable founder.